They thought the grave would silence her screams, but some curses echo the eerie forest scene under a moonless night. The trees in the foreground are dark and twisted, their branches bending as if drawn toward a mysterious point in the distance. In the background, a grave, weathered and overgrown, marks the resting place of a long-dead witch. The wind howls through the trees, carrying an unnatural, eerie echo. The camera moves slowly. The sound of the witch's last scream can be heard faintly in the distance, growing louder as the camera approaches the grave. Suddenly, the trees shift and lean toward the grave as if they are alive, remembering the witch's pain. The ground quivers, and a low, fragmented scream rises from the depths of the soil. The screen flashes to moments of children's terrified faces, their eyes wide with fear as they stand near the edge of the woods, to show the entire forest, with an ominous presence creeping along the edges, waiting for something. The eerie atmosphere intensifies, the wind picking up as the last notes of the scream fade into silence. The moon begins to rise behind the trees, casting a ghostly glow over the grave. As the full moon finally rises, the sound of the scream echoes again, louder and filled with rage, like a call, waiting to be answered. A mysterious dusk scene in a lonely graveyard, the sky a mix of deep purples and oranges as the sun sets. In the foreground, a weathered grave, marked with overgrown vines and faded flowers, stands isolated. Dozens of black crows circle the grave in perfect, eerie synchrony, flying in tight spirals over the spot. The crows never land, and their cries fill the air, unsettling and frantic, as if they are guarding or imprisoned by something unseen. The camera moves slowly, capturing the crows as they pass overhead, their sharp cries echoing. The wind picks up, creating a whispering sound in the trees. Focus on the ominous feeling as the crows suddenly turn mid-air, their heads all turning in unison to face the viewer, silent, motionless, waiting. Cut to a teenage boy, standing just outside the spiral of crows, looking smug and defiant. He steps into the circle, laughing as the crows react, but remains suspended in the air. The camera follows him as he walks toward the grave, and night falls. The scene darkens, and the atmosphere grows heavy. Time seems to distort as the boy's expression shifts from amusement to terror. He suddenly staggers backward, clutching his eyes, his face twisting in agony. Blood pours from his eyes, and he screams in horror, repeating words about a woman rising from the grave. As the boy writhes in pain, the crows continue their endless circling, unbroken. The camera pans upward to show the grave again, and the last thing heard is the echo of the boy's screams, the crows still circling overhead, never landing, as if bound to the grave. A dark, surreal dreamscape where Arav finds himself standing barefoot on soft, moist soil. The soil seems to breathe, pulsating beneath him like a living organism, with each movement felt through his feet. The atmosphere is eerie, dimly lit by a haunting, unnatural glow, with a low, unsettling hum filling the air. The camera slowly zooms in on Arav's feet, emphasizing the rhythm of the pulsing ground, before it shifts upward to show his face, calm yet filled with subtle unease. Arav kneels down on the soil, feeling its warmth, and presses his ear to the earth. The sound intensifies, turning into a heartbeat, slow and steady, yet growing faster with every passing moment. The soil begins to move, the ground quivering under his touch. The heartbeat becomes erratic, matching the growing sense of urgency and terror. Suddenly, there's a wet gasp, as if someone is struggling for air from below the surface. The sound is almost suffocating, like a desperate cry for help. The camera pans quickly to Arav's face as his eyes widen in horror. He quickly pulls away, scrambling to his feet. The earth beneath him rips open slightly, revealing nothing but darkness. A strange, disturbing feminine handprint appears on the surface of the soil, as if something or someone has been trying to crawl out. The sound of rapid breathing increases and the air grows thick and oppressive, pressing down on Arav's chest. Suddenly, Arav jerks awake, gasping for breath as if he's been submerged underwater. The camera shakes, adding a sense of panic and disorientation as he scrambles out of bed. As he looks around, there's dirt under his nails, and his hands are covered in soil. Footprints are scattered on the floor of his room, as though he had been walking in his sleep. He glances toward the door and sees muddy footprints leading toward it, as if something or someone had passed through. The scene repeats itself, each time becoming more vivid and intense. Arav's sleepwalking worsens with every night. The soil's heartbeat grows louder, more frenzied, and he is drawn deeper into the earth, as if it is pulling him in. Each night, the feminine presence grows stronger. Arav wakes each morning to discover fresh soil in his bed, muddy footprints on his floor, and new handprints on his chest. The camera zooms in on these small, feminine handprints, fresh and damp, a chilling reminder of what he's been dreaming, or what has been dreaming of him. One morning, Arav wakes with dirt under his nails again, but this time there's something different. He looks down to see fresh handprints on his chest, smaller, more defined, almost like a child's hand. His face turns pale as his breathing becomes ragged, and the wet gasp from the dream echoes in his mind. The camera zooms out, showing Arav in his bed, his room filled with shadows. The floor begins to ripple with the faintest movement. Like the soil he dreams of is alive and creeping toward him. His breath quickens. The camera pulls back rapidly into a tight, claustrophobic shot of the room, the earth pulsing beneath him as if calling him back.